The first firefighters to arrive at the massive pileup on I-94 say the wreck was so big they didn't know where to start. Victims cried out for help in a twisted mass of 46 vehicles, 18 of them trucks.
3 people died in the crash, a man from Chicago and a couple from Grand Rapids. More than 20 others were hurt, one critically. WSBT's Ted Land was there last night, watched it all unfold. Ted, today we're learning more about how those rescuers freed people from that mangled wreckage.
Well, Cindy, firefighters used pretty much every tool in their trucks to rescue people from the twisted metal. And they made sure to use a technique that becomes very important in moments of crisis, letting people know that it'll be okay.
Heading to the scene, rescuers just knew this one would be big.
Well, a lot of times you can tell, believe it or not, by the tone of the dispatcher's voice.
Cool Springs Volunteer Fire Chief Mike Pollock was down there in the middle of it all. He says they didn't know where to start. There were so many vehicles, dozens of victims who were trapped.
I personally started talking to him. I got to know some young lady out there. Her name was Judy. I told her, I said, I'm going to make you my priority, Judy, to get you out of this car. I took off my Nomex hood, put it on her to keep her warm. We went and got some blankets from the medics. We covered her up. We moved on to the next one. I got to know another young man out there. His name was Jeff.
48-year-old Jeff Reynolds was in a very tricky spot, pinned between multiple semis, and firefighters were having a really tough time getting him out. An hour went by, then 2 hours.
He was conversing real well because I told him, I said, Jeff, it's after 5 o'clock, but when we get you out, I'm going to take you out for a beer, my friend. And he started laughing. Yeah.
The temperature dropped into single digits. The sun dipped below the horizon. And as the rescue approached its 4th hour, they finally freed Jeff and took him to a waiting medical helicopter.
And I kept apologizing to him. I told him, I said, Jeff, I said, you're making us work for our money here tonight. And just to make humor, to get his mind off of where he was and what was going on.
In the middle of such chaos, it was a reassuring voice that the victims heard.
It'll live with us forever. Yeah, that's something that you'll never forget.